In this video, we will start where we left off in part 1 of the bank reconciliation. We will talk about handling discounts in bank statements. Discounts can be granted to customers in the case of early payment, for instance, and we will also explain how you can manage bank fees, including VAT, directly from your bank statements. We will start with the discounts because lots of companies give discounts to their customers for early payment. So we have created an open invoice to which we added a 2% discount payment term, and we added a comment that the customer will receive 2%. And I will print it to show you what it looks like. So if you open the invoice, you will see here the payment term and the comment that is printed on the invoice. We will create a new bank statement, just as we did before. We add the item, and we can add discount as a reference, for instance. So we select our partner, and we enter the amount that the customer has paid to us, $490. That is the amount of the invoice minus a discount of 2%. Now we will click Reconcile and select the corresponding invoice, which is this one. Because the amount is not exactly the same, we will click Open Balance. We will add the expense account, for instance. As a label, we can say that this is about a 2% discount, and the amount is automatically proposed. Should this amount be incorrect, you can always correct this yourself. Now click OK, and click back to statement. As you see, the invoice is now paid. We can also cancel this line. We click Edit to show the journal items, and we see that we have the invoice of $490, a discount of 10, and the total of the invoice is 500. So if we close the statement, the system will tell you that your balance is not correct, which is indeed the case because I didn't add the ending balance. So this means that every time you close a statement, Odoo will check the difference between starting balance and ending balance according to the computed balance. If there is a difference, Odoo will not allow you to confirm your bank statement. So such control is very handy. So now we close the statement, we return to the customer invoice, and we see that it is paid. If we open the invoice and we go to the Payments tab, we see a payment of 500. And this payment is added to the statement. When we go to the journal entries, we see that we have in our bank an amount of 500, which is split in $10 to the expense account and 490 to the bank account. If you have an invoice with VAT, your discount amount should decrease the VAT amount. And as you may have noticed in the reconciliation screen, you can add a VAT code as well, and then automatically your discount will correct your taxes. Now I will show you how you can manage bank fees inclusive of VAT. What do I mean by that? Because the bank often charges costs inclusive of VAT. And not everyone wants to enter these expenses as an invoice. So most of the time these costs are entered directly from the bank statement inclusive of VAT. So what do? We create a tax inclusive for the purchase type. So we can duplicate this purchase tax and change its name to inclusive of VAT, and we tick tax included in price. This way, the amount you enter will be considered by Odoo as inclusive of VAT if you use this specific tax. We will, instead of purchase tax, we will call it banking fees with VAT. So this is how you can change the name of a tax code. Now, what can you do as well? And this also applies to the discount we saw before. You can create a template. And with this template, you can easily select the corresponding entries in the bank reconciliation journal. So on reconciliation, instead of what we did for the discounts, we entered an expense account and a label ourselves. When we predefine a template, we just have to select the template and then all the fields will be pre-filled for you. So in this case, I will create a new template for banking fees with VAT. I will put it to the expense account. In this case, the amount type will be fixed and the tax will be the banking fees with VAT. As a label, I will also add banking fees with VAT, and this is the default label that will be proposed on reconciliation. So now we will add a bank statement. We will create a new one. We add a line. We enter a negative amount of 150, 15. We reconcile, and for the reconciliation, we will click choose counterpart. And as you see now, because I have created this template, there is a button with the name of the template. Instead of adding the account data myself, I simply click banking fees with VAT, and I see that everything is pre-filled and that Odoo automatically creates two lines, one with 100 and one with 50. And this is the way we can use predefined templates. We click OK, and we go back to our statement. When we check the journal items, we see that we have three entries, one in the bank account for the complete amount of banking fees, and then the 100 and the VAT.